All right, get ready because we're taking a deep dive into the world of sales today.
Ooh, sales.
You sent me this English language lesson.
Okay.
It's formatted as a sales meeting.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I got to say, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
I bet.
We're going to decode some key vocabulary.
All right.
But we're also going to expose some of the psychology, like what's driving these sales tactics.
The sneaky psychology behind it.
Yeah, exactly. The sneaky psychology and maybe even learn how to navigate like tricky office dynamics.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating how language can be used to manipulate and persuade people.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in like a high stakes environment, you know?
Oh, totally.
Like a sales meeting.
Yeah, for sure.
So are we ready to jump into the vocabulary?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we got drive sales and promotion. Kind of basic at first glance.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to it.
You're right. They may seem basic, but you're absolutely right. There is more to it.
Yeah.
These terms represent like the core objectives of any sales strategy.
Yeah.
Driving sales is ultimately about increasing revenue and market share.
Yeah. Got to make that money.
It's the lifeblood of any business.
It is. It is.
But promotion is where things get a little bit more interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
So that's like the arsenal of techniques that companies use to entice customers to get them to buy things and ultimately drive those sales.
Okay. So it's not just like handing out flyers or like shouting about a sale.
Right.
It's more nuanced.
Exactly. It's all about understanding what motivates people to buy.
The psychology of it.
The psychology of it. Like, for example, you know those buy one, get one free offers that we see everywhere?
Love those.
They really tap into that innate desire we all have for getting a good deal and value and our fear of missing out.
Totally.
Like, I gotta get it now or it'll be gone.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's actually a whole spectrum of promotional tactics out there.
Oh, wow.
Each with their own psychological underpinnings.
That's fascinating.
It is.
Yeah.
So how do you think this all relates to some of the more nuanced phrases in the material?
Yeah.
Like match the competitors and in the market.
Those are good ones.
How do those phrases, do you think, reveal a company's overall strategy?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, match the competitors. It sounds like almost like they're
it's a reactive strategy.
reactive.
Yeah. Constantly looking over their shoulder, trying to keep pace with everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what, the airline industry,
Okay.
you see those price matching wars all the time.
Oh, yeah. They're always undercutting each other.
Right.
Yeah.
To try to get those customers.
Yeah. It sounds like a race to the bottom.
Right.
Is that really sustainable in the long run?
It can be pretty risky, actually.
Okay.
I mean, matching prices might seem like a good way to stay competitive, but it can lead to this dangerous cycle of, you know, just diminishing profits.
Oh, I see.
And it often overlooks the importance of differentiating yourself from the competition based on your product, service, quality, innovation, brand value.
It makes you wonder, like, what are some other strategies they could be using?
Yeah.
You know, to stand out.
Well, instead of just reacting to the competition, they could be more proactive about building a strong brand identity.
Yeah.
You know, invest in research and development to create new, innovative products.
That's a good point.
You know, create a loyal customer base by providing really exceptional customer service.
So playing the long game.
Exactly.
Rather than just being reactive.
Long game.
That's super interesting. Okay, well, let's move on to this juicy part of the material.
Okay.
The dialogue in the sales meeting.
The dialogue.
This is a pressure cooker.
I know.
We've got Mr. Swan, the CEO.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Who seems like a real character.
Okay.
And his team who are clearly walking on eggshells.
Oh, I can imagine.
Right.
This dialogue really exemplifies those power dynamics that you see in so many organizations. You see how these authority figures like Mr. Swan influence decisions.
Right.
Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes not.
Right.
But the way the team reacts to his every word, even when his ideas are kind of questionable, it's a classic example of the halo effect.
They're blinded by his authority.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, the 2-for-1 promotion idea, it wasn't exactly like a stroke of genius.
It wasn't their best.
But as soon as he said he liked it, everyone's like, yeah, great idea.
Right, everyone jumps on board.
Yeah.
That's the danger of blindly following authority.
Right.
It can really stifle creativity and lead to poor decisions.
Yeah.
What's fascinating here is that contrast between his like blustering confidence and the team's hesitant agreement.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they know it's not a great idea,
Yeah.
but they're afraid to say anything.
They don't want to challenge him.
Right.
It makes you wonder, how do you navigate those waters?
It's tough.
How do you voice your concerns without, you know, jeopardizing your job?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That's something we should explore further
Yeah.
as we unpack these strategies and tactics used in this meeting.
So we've got this pressure cooker environment.
Yeah.
We've got these questionable ideas.
Right.
And we've got a team struggling to balance their own judgment with the demands of their boss. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it really highlights the importance of critical thinking.
Totally.
Even when you're dealing with these authority figures,
Right.
sometimes the best ideas come from the people who are willing to challenge the status quo.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I mean, the sales meeting is like a gold mine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to like human behavior,
It really is.
we've got power dynamics, we've got persuasion tactics,
Totally.
a little bit of office politics,
Oh, yeah.
all in one.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the workplace, right?
No.
This stuff plays out.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
You see it with families, you see it with your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you're interacting with brands and advertisers,
Oh, for sure.
they're using the same stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of which, remember that
Yeah.
2-for-1 promotion idea?
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to unpack that a little bit more. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like a pretty common tactic.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really as effective as businesses think it is?
Well, 2-for-1 deals back
Yeah.
and other promotions like that, they're designed to make you feel like you're getting a deal you can't miss.
Right. Yeah.
You know, a sense of urgency and scarcity,
Okay.
but often they actually lead to impulse purchases.
Oh, I see.
You know, you buy things you don't need
Yeah.
just because they seem like a bargain.
It's like that feeling of walking out of Costco
Exactly.
with a giant bag of trail mix you never intended to buy.
Yeah.
But it was 2-for-1. So,
You got to get it.
right.
Yeah.
Are there downsides for businesses?
Yeah, there are definitely some risks.
Okay.
One of the biggest risks is that you can train your customers to only buy when there's a sale,
Oh, interesting.
and that creates what we call deal dependency,
Okay.
and it can really hurt your profit margins over time.
So you're constantly having to offer discounts just to keep people buying.
Exactly.
It's like a vicious cycle.
It is a cycle.
Yeah. So if 2-for-1 deals
Yeah.
and constant discounts aren't the answer,
Right.
what are some other strategies businesses could be using?
Well, instead of focusing just on the price,
Yeah.
you can emphasize the value.
Okay.
Think about companies like Apple or Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
They charge a premium
Yeah, they do.
because they've built these really strong brands
Right.
that people associate with quality and innovation.
They've built that perception.
Exactly.
Yeah. But building a brand like that takes time,
It does take time.
effort.
Right.
Are there any strategies that businesses could use more, like immediately?
Yeah, one really effective approach is to focus on what's called customer segmentation.
Okay.
So instead of just giving those blanket discounts to everyone, identify your most valuable customer segments,
Okay.
figure out what they need,
Yeah.
and then tailor your promotions to them.
That makes sense. Right. Yeah.
So you're providing that targeted value that resonates with your loyal customers.
Right. Yeah.
Without, sacrificing all your profit.
It's about really understanding.
It is understanding your customers
Yeah.
and building that relationship.
So we're seeing there's a whole world of sales strategy beyond just like slashing prices and shouting about deals.
It goes way beyond that. It's about psychology. It's about branding. It's about understanding your customer
Yeah.
and offering real value.
Yeah. And it's about like challenging the status quo,
Absolutely. Think outside the box.
thinking creatively.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about you, dear listener.
Yes.
We've analyzed this meeting.
Yeah.
We've talked about the tactics. We've explored some alternative strategies.
Right.
But what are your takeaways?
What do you think?
What resonates with you?
Have you ever met a Mr. Swan
Yeah. Have you?
in your own life?
Someone who just uses their authority to push ideas through.
Right. Without really caring about other perspectives.
Yeah. Or maybe you've been on the other side of that 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
That turned out to be not so great.
Not such a great deal after all.
Right.
We would love to hear your thoughts
Yeah. Tell us about it.
and your experiences, because at the end of the day, the goal here is to empower you,
Exactly.
to be aware,
Yeah. And the more we understand these tactics, the better we are at making decisions.
whether you're buying or selling.
Exactly.
It's all about awareness.
So what are your insights?
Yeah. How does this all connect to your own life?
Yeah. Let us know. It's really amazing how much we can learn.
I know, right?
From just a simple English lesson.
Yeah.
We started with some basic vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
And we ended up dissecting like sales tactics and psychological tricks.
We went deep.
We did. We really went deep.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave you with something to think about.
All right.
Okay?
I'm ready.
As you're out there navigating the world of sales and persuasion and all that.
I think it really comes back to just being aware
Oh, yeah. Awareness is key.
Right. The more we understand these tactics, better decisions we can make.
Totally.
Yeah.
So think about it this way.
Okay.
When you see those 2-for-1 deals, those limited time offers, all those like really persuasive pitches, just pause for a second.
Take a breath.
Yeah. And ask yourself a few questions.
What kind of questions?
Like, what need is this product or service actually fulfilling?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Do I really need this?
Yeah. Do you really need it?
Or am I just being like tricked by some clever marketing?
Right.
Am I getting a real bargain?
Yeah.
Or is this like that scarcity, that urgency thing?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And on the other side, like if you're the one who's trying to influence people in a sales role or whatever, think about like the ethics of your approach.
Oh, that's a great point.
Are you being genuine?
Yeah. Are you being real with people?
Are you building like actual relationships based on trust?
Building that trust?
Or are you just using like pressure tactics to get what you want?
Yeah.
So remember, building a business, building a career, even just like strong personal relationships.
It's all connected.
It all comes down to authenticity.
Being real.
Mutual respect.
I love that.
So go forth.
Go for it.
Armed with all these new insights from this deep dive.
Yes.
Be discerning, be ethical.
Be a good human in all your interactions.
Challenge the status quo.
Challenge everything.
Question everything.
Question it all.
Make good choices.
Absolutely.
Empower yourself and the people around you.
I love it.
Keep those ears open.
Keep that
critical mind engaged.
Gauge that range.
You'll be amazed at all the little things you start to notice.
Oh, for sure.
Once you know what to look for.
It's like a whole new world opens up.
It really is.
Yeah.
This is really just the beginning of your journey.
It is. It's a journey.
Into the world of sales and persuasion.
Fascinating stuff.
Yes. There's always more to learn.
Always.
So keep diving deep.
Keep going.
Asking those questions.
Ask all the questions.
And keep those insights coming.
Yes.
Until next time, happy navigating.
Happy navigating.